Welcome to Infinite Presents Professional Perspectives, the web series where we speak with industry leaders about the latest trends, regulations, and happenings in the New York metropolitan area. Today's guest is Lee Sando of Bombardier. Thanks for joining us, Lee.
Great to be here, Denise. Thank you.
No problem. Lee, for those who may not know, Bombardier has a great presence in rail transportation here in New York. Can you share your company's significance to the region's rail systems?
Sure. Bombardier has played a really large role in the region, and not everyone knows about that. Since the renaissance, the birth of the MTA in the early 80s, Bombardier, I would say, has been a strategic partner. We have manufactured over 2,000 rail cars, subway cars, for New York City Transit, over 1,000 commuter rail vehicles. So for New York City Transit, for Long Island Railroad, for Metro North, we provided, a lot of the backbone for the rebirth of the MTA from the 1980s on. The other thing we also like to point out is that we manufacture those vehicles in Plattsburgh, New York, a little bit north of Lake Placid, for those who don't know where Plattsburgh is. And this was a strategic initiative done by both Bombardier as well as Mario Cuomo at the time. So we're really proud of the partnership that we have there. We're a big player.
Definitely. All right. In recent years, Lee, train safety has been in the spotlight. What measures are you guys taking to ensure rider and operator safety on these rail systems like Metro North and Long Island Railroad?
So first, we both operate and manufacture. We operate the air trains, which is on, for the airport. So there we operate. On the manufacturing side, we make sure, obviously, that our equipment is extraordinarily safe. And so we're very proud overall of our track record over 40 years in terms of the safety and reliability of those cars. And then in addition, we just finished this very high profile project, Positive Train Control, which was a congressional mandate after some terrible accidents that occurred. And so we just finished that actually this past Saturday at 12 a.m.
Wow.
So as a result of these systems, Positive Train Control, that will prevent some of the terrible collisions that have occurred nationally over the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah, great. All right. What adjustments has your team had to make to continue to deliver your products during the pandemic?
My God, for everybody, it's been such a tough, challenging time. Who knew in February when this thing broke, that would be as much of a challenge as it has been.
Right.
So we're extraordinarily proud of how Bombardier has dealt with it. First, on the manufacturing side, we're able to maintain our supply chain, and through the great leadership of factories like the one I mentioned in Plattsburgh, as well as our facilities in Canada and Mexico, we haven't missed a beat. We haven't had to shut down.
Wow.
In terms of social distancing, personal protective gear, all of that stuff. The other thing that we're finding most recently is fatigue, trying to make sure that people are paying attention, because we're concerned with what everyone's been through, both in terms of the health impact, the economic impact for their families. And then lastly, we've been working with some of our customers to retrofit the trains. So we have kits, sort of plastic partitions. We're doing that up in Toronto, in the Long Island Railroad, because your focus is the New York metropolitan region.
Right.
We're working the Long Island Railroad, where we have an app where Long Island Railroad customers can see what the passenger loading is on individual cars, so they can make a decision about what car they want to go into that may be a little less crowded. So working on all cylinders there, and I've been, visiting all of our facilities just to carry the flag, make sure people's morale is up, and that whatever issues are coming up with our customers and with our staff, that we're attending to them, in this incredibly challenged time.
Right. Wow. That you guys haven't shut down and haven't missed a beat. That is a testament to what you guys are doing over there. There's a lot of focus on New York. Obviously, we're based out of New York, and the MTA. but there's a large part of the construction workforce that commutes into the city from New Jersey. Do you guys do any work with New Jersey Transit to maintain that rail system?
Yeah, so, New Jersey is a place that is incredibly important to Bombardier. And just like with the MTA going back to the 80s, same thing with New Jersey Transit. So we have manufactured, hundreds of single level commuter vehicles. We're now about to produce another 100 or so commuter rail cars, next generation, and also about 25 dual locomotives, because their system, is not electrified, and so in parts, and so they need locos, what we call locos, for that. And then the other thing, we also operate the River Line in southern New Jersey. So that is a New Jersey Transit system, but Bombardier operates that as well. So New Jersey, near and dear to our heart.
Oh, that's great. Well, Lee, thank you so much. I keep saying it, but I'm not going to stop saying this is my favorite part. This is our personal question, Lee, and this is still my favorite part. Lee, what personal experiences have you had that helped you in your career? Things that weren't professional, but those things helped you in your professional.
Yeah, what has been most helpful to me are two things. One, growing up in Jamaica, Queens, in a diverse neighborhood where you had just great diversity. And I think that exposure, going to Jamaica High School, PS 131, as our society becomes, again, more diverse, folks from every country. Queens is, like the little United Nations. And so I think that experience, and also I'm the child of refugees. My parents fled from Nazi Germany. My mother, after the war, she was in hiding. My father before the war, and then fought on the American side. And then my grandparents, went back, and so I spent some of my summers there. So that also of being exposed to another country, it just the ability to look at different perspectives, not just your own. And I think that makes, particularly in 2020 going into 2021, something that I think has been very valuable for me, working for a global company, seeing global perspectives, and just a better view into humanity.
Oh, wow. I think so too. I mean, especially being the child of refugees, like that gives you a very unique perspective on things.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lee, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate having you today.
My pleasure. Thank you, Denise.
Until next time.